This is an instructional video on how to take apart your Benelli Super Vinci shotgun and clean it using Sage & Breaker's bore cleaning kits in conjunction with our CLP. Before starting, please make sure the gun is not loaded. Now, you're going to want to take off the fore-end assembly by pushing this button and turning the magazine tube cap a quarter twist in a counterclockwise direction. You can set that aside for now. Remove the gun stock from the barrel by getting a firm grip and twisting the stock counterclockwise a quarter turn. Set the stock aside. We will now remove the bolt assembly from the barrel assembly. This will take some finagling of the bolt shoulder plate. Move it up and down as you work it out. Now slide the bolt assembly out until the bolt handle stops further movement. You can use a flathead screwdriver or really strong fingers to take the handle off of the assembly. Set the handle to the side. We will now remove the bolt assembly for further breakdown. Again, with your flathead screwdriver, carefully remove the plastic retaining pin. Once this is out, you will notice that the firing pin in the spring will disengage and can now be easily removed as well. Next, remove the silver locking head pin further up the bolt assembly. This will allow us to take out the locking head assembly as well as the inertia spring inside. Set these to the side. Now let's take care of removing the trigger assembly. First, we want to push the trigger assembly pin out. This allows us to take the full trigger assembly out as shown here. We won't take this fully apart. We'll just remove it to give her a good cleaning and lubing. We'll now take our Sage & Breaker CLP and give all the parts a couple of good squirts. Make sure to coat everything, not forgetting the inside of the bolt assembly. Hit the trigger assembly and we'll let that sit while we concentrate on the barrel. Coat everything on the inside, being sure to give a few pumps on both ends of the bore. For a really dirty gun, we like to let the CLP sit for about 15 minutes. Then we take our Sage & Breaker 12 gauge bore cleaning kit, send the brass weight down the barrel, and run the rest of the kit down the bore just like so. Now we'll detail everything we removed. Q-tips and nylon brushes work wonders on aiding your cleaning. Really get in there and be sure to get every surface. Your Sage & Breaker CLP will have already done the heavy lifting, extracting carbon and gunk you didn't even know existed. Scrub all surfaces with your brush, then use your Q-tips to clean areas your rag can't get to. Now a final wipe down with your rag, being sure to get all surfaces that can come in contact with carbon. Even the plastic inside of the fore end, where the trigger assembly will come in contact, needs to be cleaned. Now you guessed it, we're going to do the opposite of what we did to tear down this bad boy. Take the trigger assembly and slide it into the fore end assembly. You may need to push back the latch assembly like I'm doing here with my left thumb to get the trigger assembly to slide in just right. Slide the pin back in place onto the bolt assembly. Be sure to give a squirt of our CLP inside the bolt assembly before sliding the inertia spring back into its place. After the spring is in, slide the locking head assembly into place and then twist it clockwise until it seats itself. Take the locking head pin and place it into its home, being sure that the little hole in the pin is facing towards the front and back of the bolt assembly. Again, a couple of squirts on any moving parts to make sure it's good and lubed up. Now we'll take the firing pin and slide it into its spring and reinsert it into the bolt assembly just like so. While holding it in place, we can now take the plastic retaining pin and seat it in place. Now take the bolt assembly and slide it back into the barrel assembly. Keep an eye on the hole for the bolt handle and line it up in the slide path as shown here. You can now reseat the bolt handle in place. Make sure the rough concave surface is facing the front of the barrel. We can slide the bolt assembly forward, making sure to seat it just the way we found it when we disassembled it. It's a bit tight, so you'll have to wiggle the shoulder plate into place. Line up the white dot on the stock with the top flat part of the barrel. Give it a quarter twist in the clockwise direction. This may take some effort. If you can't get it, call Grandma in for reinforcements. Now to attach the fore end assembly to the barrel, line up the notch shown here with the white dot. Unless you're a silverbacked gorilla, you're going to need to stand the gun up on its stock to push down on the fore end while twisting the magazine tube cap in a clockwise manner. There you have it. A breakdown of the Benelli Super Vinci shotgun. Sage and Breakers bore cleaning kits and CLP. The best your money can buy.